In the words of Michael Jackson, it doesn't matter if we're black or white. Clearly, that's not the case. That would be an ideal world where what we look like does not matter. The complexion of our skin would not make any life decisions that could cause us death. But that's not the case. This summer has been crazy when it comes to men and women that look like me, that have my complexion. They are dying in the streets like animals. It hit me like a rock, especially when I saw Alton Sterling. It was like gaming season. He was slaughtered in the street like how they hunt animals. I cannot like grasp the thought of like what could cause that kind of reaction over selling CDs outside of a store. I'm disgusted. I'm disgusted with the people in power that could do things to change this and have not done anything yet. I'm disgusted at the constant excuses of what that person should have done for that not to happen. Because selling CDs outside of a store, whether it's illegal or legal, but definitely if it's illegal, causes you to lose your life. And there are constant examples of white Americans slaughtering people in churches, and they walk out alive to tell their story. But people that look like me, they end up dead in the street. And I'm just perturbed, like this is going on in 2016, but I'm not shocked because the base of this country is built on racism. And the problem is that no one really wants to get to the root of it. Everyone wants to discuss what should have been done or what could have been done or what more training for the cops and all that stuff. But all of that won't be necessary. That won't change anything if the root of a person's heart is to feel threatened by someone of a different color from them. That they have these preconceived notions of what that person may do or may be a threat. I just don't get how me looking like this is a threat. What is threatening to you? And the constant all lives matters. Clearly all lives don't matter. Because my life is in danger. And I am not here trying to, change the minds of people. I'm just out here to say that I see us. I see the greatness in us. And me seeing the greatness in who I am and the people that look like me does not mean that I value any other race any less. But I want to build the people that look like me because for so many years we've been torn down and we haven't understood our greatness. But I think the threat is that we're beginning to really understand who we are. And we're coming into a time where we're getting involved in a lot of things and excelling in a lot of things that before we weren't being seen. And that's the threat. The threat is that now you might have to share a piece of the pie. That's the threat. And nobody is saying all of nobody is good, all of no one is bad in any race. And that argument fails as well. As there are good cops. There are good all kinds of people, but your goodness is really reflected when something bad happens and you stand up against it. If you're not standing for anything, how are you good? How can you see a human being being treated like animals and you find an excuse why this is okay, rather finding a solution why this shouldn't happen anymore? For me, it's difficult because you can't be good just to me and not good to anybody else. Sorry, that does not define your kindness or your goodness in my eyes. And if you can't understand that, I don't need to explain this to you anymore. The internet is full of information. If you really want to understand what it is like to feel this way, you could Google and find tons of stories of what black people have been through in this country. So it's not in terms of trying to make them understand, because guess what? We're not going to understand everything about each other. But at least have some empathy, sympathy. At least I'm trying to understand the pain and hurt instead of downgrading it and try to make it okay what was done to these black men and women in the streets of this country. Yes, this is a great country. It has the potential to go far, but you could go on only as far as your weakest link. You continue these killings and murders, and you're going to see what this is going to destroy this country. And in the words of Jay-Z, if you can't understand that, your whole perspective is whack. And if you don't understand why we as a race want to stand up, and in case of calling kneel down for the national anthem, then you don't really care about us all lives. Let's be honest. Let's call it what it is. And I would prefer you to be honest and tell me straight up, I don't agree. It is this. I don't agree with that. I want things to remain the same so I can feel good about me, or I can feel on top. But if you, I don't care what race you are not disgusted and feel like you should stand to protect a human, because we always say it's the human race, then something is wrong with you. If you are willing to go all the way all over the world to Africa to help other people, where people that are in this country that are of African descent, you're willing to shoot in the street like animals and treat indifferently, then what's the point? I was always taught in the church, missions begin at home. That means you take care of your family. You make sure they're okay before you could go out and help other people. When are you going to reflect all the great stuff you said you have within you right here in your home? When is it not going to matter really whether you're black or white? I just want you guys to just think on this stuff for a little bit. Ain't coming at nobody, but as Bob Marley says, who the cap fits, let them wear it. So, I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. I know this is heavy, but it has to be discussed. So until next time, peace in America.